J.H.Allen chapter on Psora and Pseudopsora. In chapter 13, Hahnemann has said that all the antipathic schools consider disease to be something separate from the organism and vivifying principle that animates and vitalizes the organism to be some obscure or hidden thing stored away internally. Paragraph 15. The suffering of the immaterial vital principle which animates the interior of our bodies when it is morbidly disturbed produces symptoms in the organism that are manifest. A knowledge of all miasmatic phenomena would be in toto a complete knowledge of all that is known as disease, and beyond these symptoms there is nothing discoverable or recognizable as disease. Paragraph 19. Disease is nothing more than changes in general state of human economy which declare themselves as symptoms. It might be well to recall some of the simple reasons given by Hahnemann as proof of existence of a chronic miasm lying beneath all this multiplied outward expression of disease. The apparent well-selected remedy was given with what appeared to be success, as the symptoms were for a time removed, but to return with all their former energy or with new expression of symptoms. Hahnemann began to trace the history of this miasm, Psora, Greek, which means to itch, and found it to be an of ancient origin. Hahnemann, in a footnote, page 25, volume 1, Chronic Diseases, old edition, refers us to the third book of Moses, where the priest differentiates the eruption in its earliest stage from the plague of leprosy. Today we understand Psora to be a basic miasm, not confined to any special form of eruption upon the skin of the individual, but that it is the parent of a multitude of functional and pathological changes that takes place in human organism. An eruptive disease began as a vesicular eruption accompanied with an itch or itchy sensation, a pruritus being probably not only a primary factor in acute form of a miasm, persistent if not constant symptoms throughout the whole history of its existence. To the follower of Hahnemann, the word Psora conveys a most important meaning. It means that disease is more than it seems to be on surface. It means that no external expression can exist but that has the pre-existing internal dynamics, and however slight and trifling the external latent expression may appear, he is healthy until he receives some injury or until something unusual happens. Joy, grief, fear, overwork, or some trifling causes arouses the sleeping monster, and the patient, to his astonishment, finds himself ill. When Psora develops some local disease or perhaps some positive local symptoms that relieves the internal stress of disease, then the old phenomena of the internal disease or Psora is hushed, or for the time is calmed down, or is equidistant as long as the local trouble upon the skin is not interfered with locally by the attending physician. When a miasm enters the organism, it immediately bonds itself with the life force, and the life force immediately takes on subversive nature, and its action is in accordance with its nature. The local manifestation assists the physician very much in his cure of the psoric state, For if similia is applied to the external disease, will disappear in proportion to the annihilation of the internal sora. There are three errors, says Hahnemann, that we are all liable to make. First, the selection of improper remedy. Second, improper potency. Third, not letting the remedy act a sufficient length of time. The fundamental rule, says Hahnemann, in treating chronic disease is this: to let the carefully selected homeopathic antisuric remedy act as long as it is capable of exercising a curative remedy, act as long as it is capable of exercising a curative influence, and there is a visible improvement going on in the system. In our study of miasmatics, we are bound into a closer relation with the nature and the cause of the disease than we can possibly be drawn through the study of disease. The character of the miasm gives us the character of the affection and the disease formula.